Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I am Maya from the Next Work team, and I'm here today to do a project with all of you. Super excited to meet all of you who've joined. If you are in a position to chat, I'd love to know where you're joining from, um, your name, how you got to know about Next Work, what you're hoping to learn. Today, we're going to do this project. It's part of the AI Workspace series. And if you're new to AI and you want to really get into understanding how to use AI to better your day to day developing skills or designing skills or whatever it is, just understanding how AI agents might be beneficial for you, this is a great project to start with. This is the second project of the AI Workspace series. The first one was using Cursor's built-in AI agent. Today we're using Cursor, but we're actually going to use Anthropic's Claude Code. And I'm very excited to do this entire project with you. Is there anyone who is already done this project and just joining in for the vibes? Put it in the chat. Let me know where you're all joining from. I see Mount Fugan, Kennis, Byte Dev, V V4 Verdansk. So good to see you all. Are you guys in a position to chat with me and join me? Uh, Tell me a little bit about yourself and which country you're joining from. What are you hoping to learn? I'm super excited to do this project, but it would be nice to get to know all of you a little bit before we start. Have you already signed up with Nextwork? Do you have an account? So if you look at my screen, I'm already logged in and I happen to have a pro, but this project is free. So you do not need Nextwork Pro to do this project, but you do need to sign up to Nextwork. Do you all have a account? Let's see. V for Verdansk. Such a cool name. Let me give you the invitation to join me on stage. I'd love to know a little bit about you if you're in a position to chat. And if you're feeling shy and don't want to turn on the mic, totally understand as well.
Hi,
Hey, hey,
how are you doing?
good. How are you?
Doing okay.
Where are you joining
Um,
from?
Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm a data center engineer. I'm just trying to transition into the DevOps SRE space. So I've just been working on projects.
Nice.
So yeah,
You're a
just
data science engineer.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I think you might like this project that's going to get released today. Hold on, let me take a quick digression and show you the project that's coming out today. Have you worked with any of these tools?
No, we're more like hands-on. Like we maintain like the infrastructure, like real infrastructure, not code infrastructure. Like we're
Gotcha,
more like yeah, like on-site support.
gotcha.
Yeah, so we
Nice.
don't do any of the automation or anything. We just supports the infrastructure and make sure like everything is up. So uptime and availability.
Amazing. And you're looking to move into like a DevOps role.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. How can I call you? Is it V for Verdansk or is there another nickname or name you'd like to share?
V over that is fine.
Ooh, okay. What does it mean? Is
It
it a
it's like a wordplay of V for Vendetta. I think in the moment I was just thinking V for Vendetta, and then I used to play a lot of Warzone at that point. Verdansk is a map in Warzone, so I just mixed it up. V for Verdansk.
smart and witty? I like it. I like it. Good to have you here.
Good
Are
to
you
hear.
are you keen to do this project along with me?
No, I just got a notification. I just saw like I was interested in the project, so I just wanted to just watch along.
Yeah,
Maybe I might pick
awesome.
it up on my for myself later on.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get that. Have you looked into the DevOps projects?
Yeah, I've done I think two or so of them.
Okay.
I've done like yeah, like the AWS integration, GitHub, and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, awesome. Well, I'm gonna get started on this project, but really, really good having you here, and it's so nice to meet you. V for Verdansk. I don't think I'll forget that from Toronto.
Thank you.
Yeah. We've also have Byte Dev and Mount Fugan. And if you're not in a position to chat or unmute, totally fine. I'd love to see a message in the chat. Tell me where you're joining from, which country, what time zone. I think in Canada and Toronto, it must be around 8 p.m. now, right? So not too bad. Must be after a day's work. But yeah, really, really good to have you here. I am
Oh,
going
oh
to
yeah. Sorry, that wasn't.
8 p.m.
Yeah, yeah, it's 7:30. Yeah,
Eleven
so almost
thirty.
8 p.m. No, 7:30. It's almost 8
Oh,
p.m.
7:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Almost 8. Yeah. So and you're done for the day and just kind of chilling and doing projects and all these other things.
Yes.
Nice. I'm glad you're here with me after work. What an honor. What a privilege. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I going to get started on this project. So this is um, a great project if you're new to AI and agentic AI. So we kind of look at Claude Code, and it is we'll be using Node.js to basically add a app feature using Claude Code. So we're not coding anything as such, but we're using um, Claude Code, which is an AI coding assistant that works in our terminal. So unlike Monday's project where we used Cursor, this is by Anthropic. And if you actually, did you know that in the Nextwork project, you can actually click all the key concepts and it takes you somewhere. Like it gives you more information about each of these things. I don't know if I shared this project in the chat. Let me do that so that you can all follow along. If you're new to Nextwork, the awesome thing about these projects are that once you're done, and you complete all the tasks inside in each of the steps, you get a nice documentation at the end of it. So it's really awesome if you do the project along with me and fill out the tasks as well, because then you get a nice documentation at the end, which you can then share and kind of look at and admire when you want to go back and revisit this project. All right, so I'm going to go with the step-by-step guidance version. There are other tracks that you can always pick if you're feeling more confident. The thing with the no guidance track is that you won't get a documentation at the end, but it's really useful if you just want to understand, okay, this is what I have to do. It's kind of like a recipe. So you know exactly what steps you need to do, but there's no elaboration on what each of that means. Like, how do you install Node.js and how do you install Cloud Code? If you want more details on each of these, I recommend going through the other tracks. I will take all the guidance I can get. Thank you very much. I'm taking the step by step guidance. And as you all know, you're in the Nextwork community. If you're ever stuck with any part, just let us know. There's every project has a demo, and it's part of like a new um, feature, I suppose, but a new era of Nextwork that we actually have custom videos. So if you're doing a low touch version, a some guidance version, the video demo is actually shorter. But a step by step guidance version actually has like more details every step along the way. So it's super useful if that's your kind of vibe. More personalized because we believe that learning should be fun and personalized, and it's a unique experience for each and every person. So that's how we do it the next work way. All right. Who in the call is doing the project along with me? Is it Mount Fugan, Byte Dev? Let me know. Put a message in the chat. I'd love to know if you're doing the project along with me, so that we can just, you know, like lab partners, just be like, hey, which step are you at? Oh, you're in step three. I'm still in step one. Okay, you keep going. I'll catch up. Kind of like doing it in a community is always more fun, right? Doing it with people. I used to love doing that when I was in um, college. We used to sit in the lab together and do projects and assignments together and get help and ask questions. And I don't know, I just find learning more fun that way. I see Mount Fugan typing, so I'm just going to wait. But while I'm waiting, I'm going to keep going on the project, shall we? All right, so what are we doing in this project here? I know we're doing Claude Code, and I did the last project, which was working on Next Sound, which is kind of like a mini version of Spotify. But what are we doing in this project? So we're gonna work with a Spotify clone called Next Sound. By the way, this app is completely in home built in house. So thanks to Natasha for that. Next Sound is this app that you can browse tracks, discover new music, toggle between themes, and all that good stuff. And by the end of this project, we would have built a complete shared track feature, which has three polished components: a share button in the front end, copy functionality that copies a track's Spotify URL, and a toast notification that confirms that you've copied the URL. All right. So these are like real experiences that we go through when we're using Spotify or any app, right? And now we get to understand what that might look like when we're building these things, that too with the help of AI. So I'm excited about this project. I see Mount Fugan saying, I'm new with this, just want to try. Great. I'm glad you're joining along with me. And let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you're going ahead and or you're catching up. Either way, I'd love to do this with you. I hope you have the link. And yeah, have you done a next work project before, Mount Fugan? Let me know. Oh, you haven't yet? Oh my goodness, is this your first next door project? Wow, so exciting. So exciting. Okay, all right. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Okay. Let me know. Actually, are you in a position to speak? Let me just invite you to the stage. No pressure. You don't have to if you're not in a position to. But if you can, I'd love to know more about your story. Hey, hey,
Hello.
hey. Hello. Hi, Mount
Hello.
Fugan.
I am Dean. I'm from the Philippines and I am just new of everything. Haven't
Oh,
had yet any uh, an next work account. Haven't logged in or I created a account.
sorry, say that again. You're new to Nextwork and you haven't created a
Yeah.
Nextwork account?
Yeah. I just want to explore things. So
Cool. Um,
yeah.
it's completely free, so I do recommend um, logging in and creating an account. The main reason is really so that you get the documentation at the end. You will realize that you can go through the entire project without a login. So let's see, let me just try it out, okay? So this is what happens if you don't have a login. Um, so here I'm not logged in. You can still see the entire project, but what happens is if I say I'm going to complete a task, that's when it'll prompt you. So um, if you want the documentation at the end, which kind of looks like this, let me give you a quick preview of what a documentation looks like. This is the project that I did 2 days ago in the community, and we finished it. So at the end, because I completed all the tasks, at the end of the project, I got this documentation. And if I click download, just want to make sure that you can see it. Yeah. I can even save it as a PDF. And when I check it out, I get a nice PDF documentation that I can post anywhere. I can put in my resume and so forth. So to give you some context, oh, I don't have my documentation here. Oh, there it is. So this is the documentation that was a result of the last project that I did. So if you want something like this, I do recommend signing up to Nextwork. But you're absolutely right. You can do this project without doing the tasks, and you don't need to sign in. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I just oh
Yeah. And it just comes when you complete the task. So follow along with me, and we will do this project. Ready?
yeah.
Okay. So
Let's go.
yeah, yeah. All right. Cool. It's so awesome that you're joining from Philippines. Someone someone from Manila, a cloud a community leader actually, and I'm actually going to put that in the chat here. Oops. Nico is our rock star community leader from Manila, and he you should definitely connect with him if you're learning more about cloud or AI. Okay, check it out. All right, so today we're going to build this project with all these features, and we're going to do this stage by stage with Claude Code. Hmm, what is Claude Code? And how is Claude Code different from Claude in my browser? And by Claude in my browser, I mean something like ChatGPT and, all these AI tools that are there and models that are there. How is it different if I have Claude Code? So Claude Code is a command line interface tool that brings Claude's AI models directly into your terminal. Unlike using an AI chat in your browser, when you prompt Claude Code, it actually has access to your entire code base. So what that means is now Claude Code can read your files, understand the code, understand what the code is designed to do, run terminal commands, edit the files for you, and just be your coding buddy as you try to build things and troubleshoot things, and you're breaking things and editing things and fixing things. You just use Cloud Code as your little assistant, you know? There is a challenge, which is a secret mission. All the secret missions are locked and requires a pro feature for that, pro membership for that. So we'll look at it if we have time. And yeah, so let's start out. Oh, and a quick note about costs, important. So is do you have to pay for this project? Well, Claude Code uses pay as you go API billing, which means that you set it up in step one, and you'll have to top up a minimum of $5 credit into your Cloud Code. And this project, including the secret mission, will take up to $5. So we'll learn how to pick the right cloud model for our budget and monitor usage as we go. How cool! Always good to know. Nothing is ever free, even when you're using AWS or any cloud services, any AI services. There's always a cost to it. And it's good to know how much of it you can use for free and how much, at what point you will start paying for it. So, um, being able to monitor your budget and usage is definitely important. So, good thing to learn in this project. Okay, so in this project, oh, what am I going to do in this project? I'm going to build a new feature to a mini Spotify Spotify player called Next Sound. By doing this, you oh wait, let me say using Claude code. I think that would suffice. And again, you can elaborate as much as you want or as little as you want. But whatever you add and enter will be part of your documentation at the end. Okay, so it's time for a quiz. This is like a pre-project quiz, so totally fine if you get it all wrong. But it's always nice to know where we're at before we start so that when we do learn and when we do figure it out, it will be even more fun, right? Shall we do the quiz together? Feel free to just unmute and shout out the answer, okay? Which type of Claude Code memory is best for instructions specific to the current project and shared with your whole team? That is definitely a question that is probably easier to answer if you've done the project. Let me read it again. Which type of Claude Code memory is best for instructions specific to the current project? Which type of Claude Code memory is best for instructions specific to the current project and shared with your own team? Any guesses? What do you got?
I don't have any idea, but I think D cloud memory. Yes,
Cloud
just a
memory?
guess.
Okay. So
I don't
let
know.
me read it again. Which one is best specific to the current project and shared with your whole team? Yeah, let's go with cloud memory. The other options are local, user, project, cloud. Okay, we'll check the answer, shall we? It's not D. Okay, what is your second guess?
Project memory.
Project memory, yes. Project memory is indeed for instructions specific to the current project and is shared with your whole team if you commit to Git. Yay, we learned something. Cool. What is Claude code? Hmm, this one I think we can answer.
um,
Command line interface tool that brings Claude's AI memory models directly into your terminal. A JavaScript library for building user interfaces, a software to manage computer hardware, or D, a web browser for accessing Spotify.
I like what you've said recently. It's A, I think. It's for a command line
Yeah.
interface.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. Woohoo! Well done. Cloud Code is indeed a CLI tool that allows you to interact with Claude's AI models, giving it access to your entire code base. Nice. Okay. What command is used to check the token usage and estimated costs for the current conversation in Claude Code? Is it the command cost, command model, command init, or command clear? Any guesses?
I think that I don't know. It's is it A or C? I think it's A.
Oh, is it A or C? C is clear. When I think of clear, I think of like clearing like the memory or clearing the window or removing things. But here we're trying to check token usage. So I think you're right. I think A might be it. Ta-da! The cost command displays your token usage and estimated cost for the current conversation. All right, next question. What is the purpose of the init command in Claude Code? Is it A, to update Claude Code to the latest version? B, to install project dependencies? C, to initialize a new Git repository? Or D, to create a Claude.md file that stores your project's context?
I'm guessing initialization. Like C.
Yeah, I'm guessing C too. Let's check. No, how misleading, huh? Because you think init and you think initialize. No, init command does not initialize a Git repository. It analyzes your code base and creates a summary. So then which one would that be? Hmm. I wonder if, let me see. If it's not to initialize a new Git repository, is it to update Cloud Code? Is it to install project dependencies? Or is it to create a claude.md file? Let me do a little lifeline. Like you know how in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire you have this lifeline? Let me ask the ask feature. Of course, this is a pre-project quiz and you don't need to ask any of this because there's no risk. It's not an exam. But I would love to know if this gives me an answer. Did you know that there's a built-in ask feature? So the init command in Claude Code helps it by to learn about the project. It does this by reading your project files and creating a memory file called claude.md. This gives Claude Code a quick overview of what you're working on so it understands the project's context. Now that we have this answer, I think it might be easier to answer this question. What do you think?
D.
D.
Or yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good, good. I like making mistakes because then it's ingrained a lot more. Okay, what is the purpose of plan mode in Claude Code? Is it to monitor API costs and manage your budget? Is it to allow Claude to immediately take action by reading files and writing code? Is it to switch between different AI models? Or D, to create a plan without taking any actions or writing any code? Any guesses? A, to monitor your API costs and manage budget. Hmm, we could go with A. What about D? To create a
Yeah, D. I think it's D.
to create a
I think
plan
it's
without
D.
taking any actions. This one is to allow Claude to take action, and this one is to switch between AI models. But I'm just going to go with D because I think the slash command, the the cost command is to monitor costs. So let's go with D. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think it is D.
Yay! The plan mode tells Claude to only create a plan without taking any actions or writing any code, allowing you to review the approach first. Amazing. We almost there. But this is before the project, so I think it's totally fine. All right, let's start. Let's get started. So in step one, we're going to set up the coding environment. And for that, we need to clone Nextsound, and we need to install Node.js, and we need a Claude account. All right, let's see. So I'm going to start with this task. In this step, I am setting up my coding environment by cloning the next sounds code and installing Node.js, which is a tool that I will need to run Claude code. I will also be creating my Claude account because I need it to run Claude code in my terminal. Okay, Claude code is part of Anthropic's product. Have you used Claude? Have any of you used Claude?
Yeah, using windsurf or like directly
Ah,
on.
you use windsurf. Oh, so you're familiar with this. Good. What
Yeah.
about you, V4 Verdansk? Have you used Claude Code or Claude?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. You guys are experts. Amazing. Okay, so let's plan the queue feature. Let's start by describing the feature to cursor. No, 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 no. This is the wrong project. Why is that open? I'm closing the tab. Phew, I was like, we are not there yet. Okay, let's set up the coding environment. Okay, I need to hit done. Okay, now we need to clone the project repository. If you've done the previous project in the series, you might already have Nextsound in your computer. Search for it. Well, I actually had it and I just deleted it before this project. So maybe I will say I don't have it. And in any case, both of you don't have it either. So it kind of works out. All right, so open your IDE. Which one should I use? We're using Cursor, but you can also pick VS Code if you want. So I'm going to open my Cursor. Great. If you don't have Cursor, you can download it. VS Code is also perfectly fine, so you can use that as well. Go ahead and download it if you need to. And now I am going to clone the repo from um, this URL. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to say clone repo, and I'm going to paste the link here. And I will save it in desktop. Okay, cool. All right, so that's the cool thing about these Nextdoor projects. If you see anything in this highlight format, if you just click it, it tells you that it's been copied. So the URL points to the code repository. So if you just go to that link, you will see all of it on GitHub, and you'll understand that this is all available for anybody to download. And once you download it, you have a local version of it, which now you can um, open and modify and do as you wish. And then you can push it to Git if you want to share your work with the rest of the world. So, yeah. If you have run into a Git not found error, it's because you need Git. So that's a tool that you might have to install. Hopefully, all of you are okay, and we don't need to stop for that. But if you do, let me know. If you're running into any kind of error, just let me know. I'm happy to slow down, and we can even look at what's going on your end to troubleshoot it together. But assuming that everybody is okay, let's keep going. Okay, so now I've saved everything on desktop. I do need Node.js. I think I already have it. Let me find out. I'm using a Mac OS, so I'm going to go through these instructions. But if you're using Windows, click on Windows and you get another set of instructions because it could, your screenshots or your images might vary. So uh, use the um, operating system that suits what you have. Okay, so now I'm on cursor and I want to hit new terminal. Can you still see my screen? No, you cannot. Oh no. So you missed the part where I cloned it. Let me share my screen in a way that you can see everything that's on the screen. So I share the entire screen and this is what I'm sharing now. How about that? Okay, so now you can see the project, but you can also see cursor, right? Okay, nice. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Mafigan. All right, so I actually happen to clone Next Sound, and that's why you can see all my Next Sound files here. Um, I think I have Node.js, but just to be sure, I am going to go to the terminal and hit new terminal. And now I have a terminal right there. I'm going to do no version. And I do. So I have Node.js already installed. So we can continue. But if you are not able to find it, you will find all the step-by-step instructions for it. For me, I do see a version number. So I'm going to select this tract and continue. Great. It means that you have Node.js. So let's go straight into installing Claude Code. How's it going, Mount Fegan? Okay. So I have Claude Code. Um, oh, now we have to find out if we have Claude Code. Okay. So make sure your terminal is still open and run this command to check your Claude version. Okay, let's check my Claude version. I actually have Claude Code installed. Okay. How about you, Mount Fugan? Let me know if you need to install anything. Feel free to type if you don't want to unmute. And we can keep going. And if you're installing anything, let me know. I will continue, but if you run into any errors and you need help, just let me know. I will stop and I will come to you. Okay? Amazing. Rockstar. Okay. I just also want to shout out to V4 V4 Verdansk. Okay. Um, I I I think you're just coming in and checking it out. Let me know if you're doing the project as well. And if you run into any errors and you need anything, I'm just right here, okay? Just letting you know. All right, so we have Claude Code installed, and let's make sure that we have the latest version. So I'm going to run Claude update to update the latest version, shall we? Okay, Claude update. Checking for version updates. There is an update available. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. If you've run into an error, errors are great. You can troubleshoot it here, which is right here. You can always put these questions over here and ask. But if you don't have that problem, which is my case, we can run the Claude update. It's saying that I need to run brew upgrade Claude code. So I'm going to run that. And I'm updating Claude code homebrew. Amazing. And then after that, I will run Claude engine again. Okay. So it's downloading the latest version. Mount Vegan, while that's happening, tell me what you do. How did you learn about Nextwork? Okay. Non-vegan typing, all good. All right, so I'm going to check Claude version again, and I think we're all good. Let me run this again just to make sure. Okay, all up to date. Great. I have zero knowledge about Nextwork actually. Wow. Wow. I feel like I have so much to tell you. Um, I'm so excited. I love Nextwork. So it just excites me that, wow, I get to give you a whole tour of Nextwork. Ask me any questions you have. For now, let's do this project, but if you have time, I would love to show you around and we can even do a whole like exploration of all the projects that are out there and all the things you can do at Nextwork. Really excited that you're here. Okay, so now that everything is up to date, um, we're going to run Claude Code in the IDE. So in the terminal, we'll type Claude. It says, do you want to work in this folder? In order to work in this folder, we need your permission for Claude Code to read, edit, and execute files. If this folder has malicious code or untrusted scripts, Claude Code could run them while trying to help. Only continue if this is your code or a project you trust. I definitely trust it. I trust it. Okay, good. But good to know. Good to know that you have to be careful. So when you are installing or cloning any code from a Git repo, just be careful that you know what you're running. Okay, so now that we've run into Claude, depending on how new you are, you might have a different window or different screen. So I saw the trust the file screen, so this is where I was. And I hit proceed, and I think, where am I at? I think I'm at Cloud Code's ready. Great, that's exactly where I am. Okay, perfect. So now, if I'm seeing anything else, you can follow this. But for now, I think this is an accurate place of where I am. This is a little hack that I've just come up with. I don't know if it works. No, it doesn't work. Okay, but I think it goes from Raycast. So if I go here, yeah. I've set up my screenshots whenever I take a screenshot to just go to a clipboard and not save it. And so that's why I use that little hack. What is Claude Code and how is it different to an AI chat in your browser? I think we did read about it, didn't we? Claude Code is an AI mod agent that can read, edit, and understand your code files. Unlike AI chats in your browser, Claude Code can access your files through the terminal. Done. Nice. Okay. Now let's understand the AI models and the costs and all of this stuff. All right, so the first command that we're going to try is a command model, which will help us understand which model might work for our budget. So let's go here and hit model. Okay, the models that we can choose between are default, Opus, Sonnet, or Haiku. And it gives you the cost as well. So the default model is Sonnet 4.5, which is $3, $3 or $15 per month. Okay, there are different options for us. Mount Fugan says, will we be using credits while building the project using Cloud Code? Yes, I think we covered that over here in step 0. The question was note about the cost. So Cloud Code uses pay as you go API billing. So as you do stuff and use Claude, you will be billed. So keep that in mind. If you've already created a Claude account, you would know that, and you would probably already have that set up so that you can run all of it. So we're at step 2 actually. Okay. Does that answer your question, Mount Fugan? Okay, where are we? I thought we were here, but maybe we're here. We're still setting up our coding environment. Um, okay. How do we know which model to choose? Oh dear, great question. Let's see, let's read it, shall we? What are Claude's AI models? We've got Haiku, Sonnet, Opus. Haiku is good for simple tasks. Sonnet is good for most tasks, which is a good choice for this project. And Opus is very powerful, but also more expensive. So you can switch. How does pricing work? You'll be charged based on tokens. Roughly 4 characters is 1 token. Every time Claude reads your code or generates a response, it consumes tokens. Input tokens are what you send, your prompts and files Claude reads, and output tokens are what Claude generates, chat responses and code it writes. For this project, expect to send $1 to $5 depending on which model you choose. So you can pick the model that makes sense to you and what you want to achieve from this. Sometimes you could go with a cheaper model, but it might take more effort to get to the output you want. And so that's why I think it's better to use Sonnet for this project because then it's more effective. You will use less tokens to get to the output you want faster. So it might be essentially the same, but it's totally up to you. And sometimes these things are best learned with experience. So the more you use these different AI models, you will have an idea of when to use which model and what you're willing to spend for each of these things. Okay. So if you want to know how much you've spent at any point, you can use the command cost. So let's try that now. Um, the default model is Sonnet, so we'll keep that. That's fine. One, enter. Um, I want to check the cost. And right now, um, we've used 0.0057 dollars. It's okay. So no charge just as of yet. Very little input, very little output right now. Okay. And so yeah, so it's about zero, if not less. I mean, it's zero, if not a teeny tiny little bit more. And we can check again after we've built a feature. Okay, so which model are you using in your project? The Claude model I'm using in this project is Sonnet. Did the Sonnet have a number? Let me see. I'm using Sonnet 4.5, right? Was that the options that I had? Model. It's the Sonnet 4.5. Okay. So I'm using Sonnet 4.5 for this project. Other model options include Opus, Opus 4.1, and Haiku 4.5. I would choose a more powerful model if I had more complex tasks. I would choose a simpler model if I was playing around to understand the differences in the models. The cost command shows how much I've used at any given point of my project. How much uh, Claude credit or yeah, credits or tokens I've used. No, credits. It's good practice to run cost when you've run a feature, when you've built a feature. Okay, and I'm gonna hit done. Amazing. I see Juan. Hello, hello, Juan. I'm going to give you the invitation to join me on the stage. Um, and Mount Figan says, I have used Sonnet back then using Windsurf, but I'll just be tuning in how you will be doing it for now. Can't do this project right now because I'm broke. I will be doing it in the future. Amazing. All good. Um, yeah, amazing. All right. So, for those of you who've just joined in, we're doing the project Claude Code. Let me share the link. I haven't reached that far. I'm still at step one. So, all good if you are joining in between. And that is the project. Okay. Let's keep going, shall we? All right, so now I'm setting up a budget to control costs. Now that you understand the cost, let's see the budget limit so we don't accidentally spend more than we'd want. We'll set up a $5 budget for this project. Okay, let's go to the Anthropic console. I'm going to have to do it on my end to make sure everything is okay here. I think we have a next work account, so that's why I'm able to do this. But hopefully you will be able to log into your Claude platform and make sure that you set up a budget for $5. Let's see. How do I set up a budget? So um, let me share my screen here. Okay, signing in. Okay, continue. Um, Now I have access to Claude. All right, now I see this. So let me put this on one side. And this one, I'll put it on my left side. Okay. Um, all right, so now that I've logged in, I want to um, add a budget, don't I? Okay. Ooh, what did you say was amazing, Mom Fugan? Okay, I've done all this. All right, nice. So this is what I see now. Amazing, yay. On the limits on the left sidebar, you should see a limits option. Okay, I might have to make this bigger. Where's the limits option? Ah, there it is. Mount Friggin says that you can set a budget. Great. Awesome. I love that you're learning by watching. You'll be able to recreate this at another point. Okay. Um, okay, so I found the limits button by expanding it. Great. Now you'll see rate limits page showing API usage limits for different Claude models. Scroll down to spend limits. Ooh, look at all these fun stuff. You have rate limits, and then you have spend limits. Okay. So in my spend limit, you'll see a current monthly limit. The default is 100. Let's change that limit to make it just $5. Now you're talking. I do not want to spend $100. Not today. Okay. So I've put a $5 limit. Great. And yeah, most of us are on a budget and we don't have all the money in the world. Or as my dad would say, money doesn't grow on trees. So yeah, budget is a good idea. Let's put a screenshot of this new spending limit, shall we? Okay. And from here, put it to here. Hold on. Okay. So my screenshot is uploaded now. I set up a budget in the spend limits section to prevent unexpected or unnecessary costs. The AI model's bill is based on the tokens I use. So if I didn't have a budget, um, I might end up spending more can than I would like to. I was going to say more than I can afford, but I mean, that might be too much information. More than I would like to. All right. Amazing. Okay, so now we're just almost done with step one. Let's also set up notifications so you can get emails when you're about to hit the spend limit. Add notification in the email notification section. Enter a threshold amount like $1 and then hit save, and you should be all fine. So that's all optional if you want. Um, yeah, totally optional, but it's good to know that you have all these options. All right, I'm gonna start initializing Claude Code. And I'm just going to take a little pause and look at all the comments and the folks who've joined the call. So good to see you all here. All right, Mount Fugan says, I'm learning. Thank you. I was naive back then. I remembered I got charged a lot accidentally using AWS instances. Lamau. Learned from that. I'm amazed how Nextwork reviews you with its quiz feature. Excited to try it soon. Yeah, we have a quiz feature, we have an ask feature that allows you to ask questions every step along the way. And then the best part is the documentation feature that by completing the project, you get a document that you can then share and add to your portfolio. Hello, Juan. Good to see you. It's been a while. I'm going to give you the invitation to speak. No pressure. And for all of you who are just joining in, just give a quick intro, meet with the other folks in the community, put a message where you're joining from, which country, what you're doing, even share your LinkedIn profile so that we can all connect. Again, up to you. No pressure if that's not something that you want to do, but it's always nice to connect with the community. All right. Hey, we've got Shaseb from Pakistan, and Juan, who is also not in a position to talk, but is actively engaging. Have you guys done this project or any of the projects in the AI workspace? Just so you know, we've got AI workspace series. All of these projects are relatively new. Great to get hands-on experience using AI agents and leverage them. And then today we're releasing a new project, which is on Postgres, SQL, and Docker and MCP. So as you work through the AI workspace, you'll be in a better position to tackle those as well. Hello, Dowley. Nice to see you here. Okay. Shall we continue? We just completed step one. Let me just keep an eye. Okay, we've got step two and step three. So we're 1/3 done. Okay, not bad. I think we should be able to finish this in 1 more hour. It just depends. I tend to like stop and talk and meet and mingle. So we can always go faster if you want. All right, so in this step two, we're initializing Claude Code in our project. With Claude Code installed and authenticated, it's time to introduce it to our code base. So in this step, we're going to install Nextsound's project dependencies, initialize Claude Code to analyze the project structure and manage Claude's memory with custom instructions. So in this step, I am going to install the Nextsounds project dependencies, initialize Claude Code to analyze the project's structure, and manage Claude's memory with custom instructions. Install project dependencies. Before we do anything else, we need to install the project dependencies. What are project dependencies, guys? Do you know what dependencies are? It's okay if you don't. Next week's got you. Dependencies are external libraries and tools that a project needs to function. Instead of writing everything from scratch, developers use pre-built packages like React for UI components or Express for web servers created by other developers. These dependencies are listed in a project's package.json file. Do we have a project package file? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Interesting. And see, it all says dependencies. So these are all the um, libraries and tools that our Next Sound project is using, and it's all listed in there. So now we need to install all the dependencies. But if we have all these dependencies, why aren't they already in this repo, right? Shouldn't it all already be in there? Hmm. Let me ask that question. Why do I need to install dependencies that a project needs externally? Why isn't it already included in the repository? Do you guys know why? Mount Fugan is typing.
I think it's not included in the repository. It is installed within the operating system. That's what I. So you should like install it separately. That's what I think.
Hmm.
Or I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's a fair guess. But let's take a look at the answer. It's a fundamental concept in software development. When you're working on a project, especially in web development, it often relies on external libraries and tools created by other developers, and these are called dependencies. That's what we've read over here. Great. Instead of including all the code directly in the project repository, which would make the repository very, very large and difficult to manage, developers use a package manager like Node Package Manager, so NPM. It's a command that you might see often to handle them. And here's why they're installed externally and not typically included in the repository. So NPMs help you install all the tools, external libraries and tools code that are universally accessible, but we don't want to include them in every repository because one, we want to maintain a smaller repository size. If we included all the dependency code, then we would have a huge project repository and it would take time for it to clone, right? So it makes sense. If you already know that you need certain things, then it's already available that you can just install from somewhere else. Version control. Package managers allow you to specify exact versions of dependencies. And this ensures that everyone is working on the project using the same versions, preventing it works on my machine, but it's not working on yours. Why is that? So it kind of manages that version control. Efficiency. Dependencies can often be shared across multiple projects on your system, saving disk space and updates and maintenance. It's much easier to update or change a dependency using a package manager than manually managing all the code. So in your project, the package.json file lists all the required dependencies. And so that's why you need to run npm install. Npm reads these files, installs the necessary packages from npm registry, and then places them in nodes module folder within your project. It also creates a package lock JSON file to lock down the exact version of each dependencies. So running npm install is necessary to set up your project with all the external building blocks that it needs to function. Really cool. Such a cool feature, I have to say. I love Nextworks features. So the ask is so useful because even though there are other AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, it often doesn't know. You have to give it more context about what you're doing. And here, when you have a built-in AI learn with me buddy, it's super easy to say, hey, I can you explain this a little more? Give me more context. And it gives you enough information to um, ask um, the questions that you need to that you might have. I see one's question. Is it like the requirements text file for Python? Ooh, let me find out for you. Let's see. I'm also trying to push the limits of our feature, you know. Is this like the requirements.txt for Python? That's an excellent comparison. You've hit on core concept. Ooh, look at that one. You've hit on a core concept in software development across different languages. Yes, the package.json file, which npm install reads in JavaScript projects, is very much like requirements.txt file in Python projects, and it gives you a whole answer about why they're similar. Um, Both of them serve the same purpose to list all the external libraries, packages, and modules. And they allow developers to specify exactly what versions these dependencies um, require. So yeah, good comparison. I like the way you're thinking and thinking across platforms and um, programming languages. It is very helpful to know that and to be able to connect that. Nice, great question. Okay, so now that we have all these questions asked out, um, let's open a new terminal in the IDE. Okay, and what do we do in the new terminal? We hit npm install. Exciting. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going into my cursor and I'm creating a new terminal and I'm going to say npm install. Okay, so yeah, it just ran, added 705 packages and audited all these packages in 5 seconds. Great. Everything looks fantastic. So what does npm install do? This is, I mean, the question is coming in very sequentially. I probably got ahead and was like, oh, tell me more, tell me more. But basically, everything we just discussed. Okay, so before I could start running the Nextsound web app, I ran npm install to read all the packages and dependencies that my project needs and to install all the required code libraries for my project to run. Done. Okay, now let's initialize Claude Code with init. Let's get Claude Code familiar with our project. Um, Switch back to the terminal that's running Claude Code. The terminal should be called node. Okay, let me go find out. Aha, we have Claude and we have ZSH. And I see ZSH and node. I think either is fine. So you might either see Node or you might see Claude. Totally fine. Okay, let's run init in here, shall we? Just making sure by checking the screenshot that everything looks right. This is the one with the login, the model, and the cost, and that's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm gonna say init. Cool. And so while it's initializing and running, what are we doing here? What is init all about? So init is a command that helps Claude Code learn about your project by reading through the files and creating a memory file. Oh, what is a memory file in Claude Code? Oh, did you see that? This little thing with the ask, if you just click it, you get a built-in answer. I mean, built-in question that you can just like enter because you might have wanted to know what that was. So memory file in Claude Code is a dedicated space for the AI to store and retrieve a specific project related context and instructions. When you run the init command, Claude Code analyzes your project features, the files, and generates this in claude.md file. Okay, let's give it a look, shall we? So we should see a claude.md file, and I don't think I see that here yet. So it's still um, going through it, I think. It's imagining and it's trying to understand. It says, I'll analyze the code base to create a comprehensive claude.md file. Let me explore the project structure and key files. And yeah, so it's going through exploring, and you can see that it's kind of thinking. It's using 322 tokens already, and the more time it's taking, the more tokens is getting used. Good to know. Good to know. Mm, okay. So back to this project here. Um, it depends. So let's see if it uses up all $5. I don't think it's going to, but it might be that, something's happened and you've done a lot of things and you might be running out of the balance, in which case it will tell you. But let's keep going. So you see Claude's response appear in your terminal in real time. I'm going to put both um, side by side so that we can take a look while going through the project. Okay. Um, so it's still reading through all the files, and as we look through the project, it says you'll see Claude's response appear in your terminal real time. The terminal shows a loading state while Claude is thinking and generating its response. And so while we wait, we've got more things to read and understand. One has a beautiful question. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see you. I just want to go through all of this in order to make sure that I don't lose my train of thought. So we've hit a point where it says, do you want to create Claude MD? And I just want to um, say yes. And do I want to say yes and allow all edits? I think I will go for the second option. Okay, so I'm going to hit 2. Okay, and I will read this in more detail. Yes, great question. So one asks, what is the difference between doing this with Claude Code and with Cursor directly? Is it cheaper? I think Cursor might be cheaper, but I think Claude Code is more powerful and more intelligent, and you can use different models. But let me also confirm with a better answer. What is the difference between doing this with Claude Code and doing the same thing with cursor. Is one cheaper or is one better? My goodness, look at all the different verbs. It's computing, examining, investigating. Okay, so the answer is both Claude Code and Cursor are powerful AI coding assistants, but they cater to different workflows, and they have distinct features. So, a breakdown of their differences. Claude Code exists with your existing development environment using the command line. That means you can keep using your preferred code editor. That's true. You can use Cursor, you can use VS Code, and you're not limited to using Cursor IDE. Interaction, primarily command line based, focuses on natural language interactions and understanding your project's overall context. Workflow, it's command driven and excels in terminal and multi step workflows, deep repository reasoning and CLI tasks, great for managing code bases, triaging issues, generating pull requests. Yes, 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 yes. And executing tests directly from the terminal. And it's the AI model is also different. It uses Anthropic's Claude LLM, known for nuanced responses and strong code comprehension. Good, good answer. Learning curve, it's moderate and requires some familiarity with command line interfaces. So cursor might be a little more easier to use. It's right there. You don't have to install anything. In terms of pricing, it's about $20 to $100 per month, depending on how you use it. Cursor is a custom IDE built on a modified version of VS Code. So it's VS Code, um, and you use Cursor because it has that AI feature. Interaction, it's got multiple interaction methods, and it has that chat panel. So it has a more visual editing experience. The workflow is that it is editor centric, so it facilitates seamless transitions between writing code and getting AI assistance. It uses OpenAI's GPT models as opposed to Anthropic's models. And the learning curve is lower because it leverages a familiar tool called VS Code and it doesn't require terminal CLI knowledge. And there is a free plan, so it's possibly even cheaper. Mount Fugan says windsurf is even cheaper. What about windsurf? Um, yeah, great question. But if I'm not mistaken, windsurf is, yeah, windsurf. Okay, so um, Mount Fugan says windsurf is cheaper than cursor. Okay. So windsurf is similar to cursor. It's comparable to cursor, I should say. And it, it has features like intuitive editor, MCPs, support for custom tools, turbo mode, and it focuses on streamlining workflows, and it offers competitive pricing. It's often compared to other IDs like Cursor due to its focus on integrated AI-driven development experience. Great. Good, good. I see that there's a discussion between Windsurf and Cursor. Good to know. Keep those discussions going. I love learning from all of you. So yeah, Um, yeah, many options to do this. And you will find that you might prefer one over the other, you know? It's, I, I think of it like browsers. Not everybody uses the same browser. A lot of us like Chrome, but we might prefer other browsers like Arc, or I prefer Comet. We've got folks in our team who use Dia. So, everyone will have their own groove and their own comfort. So it's good to know all the different options like Windsurf, Cursor, um, Claude Code versus um, OpenAI's models, all of these things. So keep exploring and find what works for you. It also even reminds me of like the Apple versus Windows, or um, Apple versus Android. So many ways. Um, all no wrong answers. Claude Code will also ask if you want to save it to a file. We did that. And Claude, so now we have a file called Claude MD. And the difference between Claude MD and README files, both are markdown files. README file is for humans. It's a documentation that explains what the project does, how to install it, how to use it, and it's got information for people who want to use it and contribute it. It's one of the first things that people read when they look at your repository. So if you guys have a GitHub repository with all your project portfolios, you might already know that you have a README file for every one of your project. And if that's the case, then whatever you want to showcase is already there, right? So this is the README file for the Next Sound app, and it was um, cloned when we cloned the repository. We downloaded that into our local machine as well. Claude MD is for AI, so it allows AI, specifically in this context, Claude Code, to understand our project. It contains instructions and coding standards and architecture patterns. And this was created by Claude just now, wasn't it? Mm, yeah. Any questions about that? Let's check it out, shall we? So this is the new file that was created. The file provides guidance to Cloud Code, and it gives all these instructions. And all of this was created and written by Cloud Code. Yeah. Humans didn't have to write this. Isn't that cool? So basically, Claude went through the entire project, tried to understand it, and created this claude.md file. Let me ask a question. Can a Claude MD file be created by a human? Why is it generated by AI? While a Claude Markdown file is initially created by Claude Code using the init command to understand the project context, humans can absolutely contribute to it. It's designed as a memory file for the AI, containing instructions, coding standards, and project-specific rules. You can add custom instructions and rules to guide Claude Code's behavior, ensuring it follows your preferences consistently. The AI generates the initial file to quickly learn about your code base, and then you can manage and refine its memory. Nice. Um, I see that we have a question from YouTube. Let me quickly answer that question. So on YouTube, somebody seems to be following along. Abiola Majek. So that is the project. And if you are joining the discussion, let me also give you a link to the event. Okay. Hopefully that works. All right. Okay, let's keep going, shall we? We're halfway at step two. So what is the purpose of the init file, init command? The init command makes Claude create a claude.md file. It's a memory file specifically designed to give Claude Code context about the project. It contains instructions, coding standards, architecture patterns, and project-specific rules that Claude should follow when it's helping me code. What information is inside the claude.md file? Claude.md file is a memory file, which means, I put it, which means, and I can put this in here, um, which means that it contains instructions, coding standards, da, 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 da. My project's claude.md file has multiple sections covering, oh, what does it have? Covering all these stuff. How do I tell you? There's just so much stuff. Architecture overview, architectural patterns, offline caching. Okay. Architecture overview, architecture patterns, internal caching, and more. Um, what else? What else do I want to add to my answer? Do you guys want to add anything here? Should I be adding anything else? This is different from a readme.md file. Let me put, this is different from a readme file because a readme.md file is typically written for humans. It is documentation that explains what the project does, how to install it, how to use it, and contains information that would be useful for people who want to understand and contribute to the project. README files are typically the first thing developers read when they discover a repository on GitHub. Cool. Done. Okay, let's continue, shall we? Let's manage the Claude's memory. My goodness, almost there. Okay. Manage Claude's memory. One of the most powerful features of Claude Code is its memory. You can give it custom instructions that it will remember for its project. And so now we're going to teach it a rule. What is Claude's memory? The memory command lets you view and edit memory files like ClaudeMD. They contain instructions that Claude reads at the start of every conversation and helps to understand your project structure. Why do we manage Claude's memory? Managing Claude's memory is crucial for getting consistent, high quality assistance tailored to your project. Why does that matter? It matters for consistency, project specific context, and efficiency. Good to know. Let's add a custom instruction. Type hash in your Claude Code prompt window. Type hash. Okay. Wait. Oh, I hit hash and it says add to memory. Like always use descriptive variable names. Okay. Let's add a handy rule for Claude Code to remember. Let's paste this prompt. So I'm pasting it here. Do not implement new features that I didn't tell you to do. If you'd like to add something we haven't discussed, you must confirm the plan with me. Okay, so that's the rule. Ooh, where do I store this memory? In the user memory or the project memory? I remember seeing project memory as an option in the quiz. Hmm. Okay, so where do I put it? Tell me, tell me. Ah, I put it in project memory. Why do I put it in project memory? Oh, okay. So this will add our new rule to claude.md file. But I want to know before I do it. Project memory is for instructions specific to the current project and is shared with your whole team if you commit to it in on Git. For example, you might say always use the same button style as the existing buttons. User memory is for global instructions that you want Claude to follow across all of your projects. For example, always explain what your code does in simple terms. So that's very specific to your needs. And the project memory is specific for the project and might be useful for the whole team. There's a bonus called a local memory, and what's local memory is aside from the project and user memory, the local memory is for your personal notes and instructions, like things you don't want to share with the team. For example, I'm working on the login feature today. Now, why would I want to use local memory? I'm not sure. Wait. I'm not sure I understand the difference between user memory and local memory. Why might I want to use a local memory? Is it temporary? Okay. Um, it is kind of giving me a very similar answer and nothing new. But it's more like to understand your immediate focus. So it's not universal across all your projects, which is probably what you want for a user memory, like it's global instructions that you want Claude to follow across all your projects. Local memory is like project memory, but it is unique to you. Like you get to keep it and you don't share it with your team. And that's useful to have because then Claude will know things like it's part of the immediate focus or this is what we're working on. And it allows you to have a more private conversation with Claude. Cool, good to know. Hi, Brandon, I see you. Good to have you here. We are actually doing the one of the newer projects, which is using Claude Code to build a feature on a existing web app. Feel free to follow along or just, put a message in the chat and let us know how you're doing. I would also love it if you could give a quick introduction of yourself to everyone here. I know you, but you might be new to those who are on the call. So, put a quick intro about yourself. And I think we're also um, using these sessions as an opportunity to network with everyone. So, feel free to do that. We'd love that. And Outward Sunday. Is it Outward Sunday? Because I see Outward Sunday. Yeah, Outward Sunday. Let us know where you're joining from too. Are you also following along the project with us? So good to see you guys here. Let's keep going, shall we? Okay, so we've covered all the different kinds of memory, and we haven't finished this piece because I wanted to know why we were going to do project memory and not user memory. Is it user memory or project memory? Because I feel like I would want to do this across all my projects. But let me just confirm that in this one, we are going to use it as project memory. Okay. So that means if you want to be very safe with this project and this rule is unique to this project, then you can go ahead and select project memory. I think it's a great rule and it should be used for all my projects, but I want to learn and I want to start slow. I'm starting with this project, and then when I know my style of working with I might have more ideas on what kind of tools I want, what kind of rules I want across all my projects. So right now I don't have that. So project memory sounds just about right for now. Okay, so we've added that, and yay, we've customized Claude Code's behavior. In fact, we might even see this in claude.md file. Shall we go check? Where might it be? Look, that's new. Isn't that exciting? I didn't write that. Claude Code did. How exciting. Okay, cool. I'm going to select this and take a whole screenshot of this beautiful thing that just happened. Yay. Okay, I have to do my little hack with my raycast and put it here. Awesome. Okay. What are the different types of memory? Oh, I might need your help for this, guys. Can you help me out? Let's see. Project memory is useful. Yeah, it's useful for instructions specific um, to your current project. I'm doing a little hack. But I promise, I understood everything before I wrote here, Like even if it's copy pasting, I did take the effort to really understand. Mount Fugan says, I feel you. Okay, thank you. So I was low-key feeling a little guilty about it, but thank you. Okay, so the user memory is useful for global instructions that you want Claude to follow across your projects. And yeah, okay. Okay. All right. How do you add a new instruction to Claude's memory from the terminal? How do you add a new instruction to Claude's memory from the terminal? What did we do? We hit backspace, like what was the code? What was the command? What was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? Model init. That's when it's reading. And then we did all of that and it wrote up the Claude MD file. But there was one point when I added this rule. How did I add the rule? Oh my goodness. How did I add the rule? How did I add the rule? Oh, hash. Oh, man, how did I forget that? It was a total blank for me. I was like, what was the command? What was the line? Okay, so to add an instruction, I entered hash, the hash sign. And so let me try that again. So when I put hash, um, yeah, the new instruction. So I so to add a new instruction, I entered the hash sign. The new instruction that I added tells Claude to what did it say? Like do not add anything new. Where was that? Right here. To okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm thinking and typing at the same time, and I think I am a bit slow. All right, so the new instruction tells Claude Code to not implement new features that I didn't tell it to, that I didn't tell it to. And I'm going to remove the quotes because it's no longer a quote. Yeah, the memory is saved in the project memory, which can be found, which can be found in the claude.nd file. Cool. Yay. Amazing. Last step. We're almost done, guys. But this is the big one. This is the big one because this is the one where we're actually building a feature. Okay. Do you see this little thing over here? It tells you how far you are. So it gives you like a teaser of like how much more you have to go. But I think this also includes the secret mission. I don't think we're going to do the secret mission today. But we're going to finish step 3. Okay. Let's do it. So now that we've set up Cloud Code and integrated it with our project, let's put it to work. We're going to build a brand new share track feature from scratch. This feature will let users share their favorite tasks with friends. We'll break it down into 3 tasks for share. First, the share button UI, the clipboard functionality, and then a toast notification for user feedback. Ooh, exciting. So in this step, we're going to, in this step, I'm going to, yes, that's right, Mount Fugan, the main dish. I'm going to run and explore the Nextsound web app, create a 3-step implementation plan for the share feature, review and provide feedback on Claude's plan, and implement the feature one stage at a time. Cool. Okay, let's run the web app and explore. Let's jump back to the terminal where we ran npm install. Run pwd, which is present working directory, in the terminal. Okay, let's go to pwd. Oh, in the other terminal. Just kidding. Here. pwd. Okay. And yes, we are in the root of the project directory. Perfect. Okay, so now let's run this command to start the development server, shall we? Okay. The data in the module is over 2 months old. Why does it say that? I don't know. Why does it say that? Okay, let me see. Let's try whatever it's telling me to try, just to see if there's something else that we need. How can I copy all of this and put it in there? Okay. Okay, it's got three vulnerability issues. Let me just run that as well. Okay, awesome. I think we're okay now. So we're going to do that other command npm run dev again. Yay. Woohoo. Okay. So now, um, after running it, it's given us a local link. So shall we try that? This is the app. This is the app that we cloned from GitHub. And this is the Next Sound app. Yeah, it is amazing. But you know what? It's going to be even more amazing because we're going to build a feature on it. Okay, so um, let's take a moment to explore the app. All right. Okay. Now in this project, we're going to come up with a three-stage plan. So feel free to take your time to explore the app. I did the previous project just 2 days ago, so I kind of remember what it does and what it doesn't, but you can always play around with it and check it out. Um, all right, so now we're going to do a plan mode, and we're going to um, basically use Claude just to create a plan and not take any actions. So let's go back to Claude Code terminal. And before typing anything, activate the plan mode by pressing Shift plus Tab on your keyboard. Okay, so I'm here. Go back to the Claude terminal, right? Yeah. Okay, go back there and put Shift and Tab. It's plan mode on. Ooh. And if you want to go back to the action mode, you can just toggle between them. Cool. Good to know. All right. If you run into any errors, you can always ask here. Okay. Now we should see a plan mode on indicator. And let's try this prompt. And this prompt basically says, I want to add a share feature to the Next Sound app. Please create a detailed three-stage implementation plan. Add a share button UI to each track card that sends a debug message to the browser console when clicked. Implement the clipboard functionality to copy this track's URL and add a toast notification that confirms the URL was copied. So, okay, let's just do all of this, copy it and paste it here in the plan mode. It's transmuting and it's thinking. And it thought for 4 seconds. Ooh, Control Alt O to show thinking. Ooh, it's showing the detailed transcript. But if we don't want the detailed transcript, we can do Control O, and then you can see all the tokens that it's using to think and go through the code and all the inner workings. It's like if we were thinking and you could see all the lights lighting up in our brain. That's how it's working. So while it's working over there, um, let's see what else we have to do in this project, shall we? Let's take a quick sneak peek to the next stage and steps. Okay, so if everything is going well, then you wouldn't have to worry about this. Um, okay, what are we doing here? So it's planning, and then um, if you get unexpected things that you see, we account for that. And then it says, please enter on your keyboard to send the prompt. We did that already. It'll take 3 to 4 minutes for Claude to analyze how it can create this share feature. When it's ready, Claude will present an initial plan. Don't approve it yet. We need to add instructions to pause between stages. At the bottom of the plan, Claude will ask you if you want to proceed. That is to make the changes it's proposing, and then we gotta select no, keep planning. Okay, let's see where we are. Is done. Okay, it created a whole plan. Make it bigger here. It created a whole plan. Okay, this is the three-stage plan, adding all the different features. And it also has a plan of how it's going to do all the things. Amazing. And why this approach? Because then each stage is independently testable. Because if you say all the three at the same time and it does all the things and something is not working, we won't be able to identify how and where the error is. So, good idea to do it independently. Progressive enhancement. Um, Progressive enhancement allows it to um, give like that button functionality, feedback kind of a pattern. So that's a good thing. Yeah, okay. All makes sense. So here I'm going to say no keep planning. And in the keep planning, I'm going to say, hey, we are not going to do anything until I say we're ready to go to the next stage. Clear? So now it's going to modify the plan to do that. And I suppose, we could have originally put that instruction in this first bit, but at least now we have an idea of how this is like a constant like conversation with AI and Claude Code to, you know, work together and say, hey, I forgot to tell you this, but add this piece too. Like I've reviewed the plan, but we're not going to do it until I say it's okay to do it one stage at a time. So yeah, um, I think that would have been added by now. Let's take a screenshot of this. This is where it says, I will stop and wait for it. Okay, so what should I take a screenshot of this piece? Cool. Yep, there's a stop point. There's a stop point. Amazing. So I'm going to take a screenshot of all the things that it's there. So I'm going to start with stage one. Okay. Okay, I won't be able to capture the entire plan in one screenshot, but at least it has two stages, and in that two stages, it says um, it has two breakpoints. So let me add that to my documentation. Awesome. And we're going to hit done. Amazing. When I am satisfied with the plan and the stage controls, we can say yes and auto accept edits. Ooh, ready? Okay, let's do it. One. Ta, ta, ta. This is big. Let's go. I love it. I love it, Mom Fugan. Thanks for bringing all the energy. Hey, what time is it for you over there?
Currently, it's 10:31 in the morning.
Oh, that's a good time. How's the weather there?
Clear. There's no
Clear
bit hot.
and
Yeah, it's
sunny?
humid, a bit humid.
Ah, okay. Oh, look, it's Biola Majek. Hello. I know Biola Majek joined from YouTube, so it's awesome to see you here. There is a chat function inside this channel as well. Can you see me? Let's see. Hi, Biola. Hi. Tell us where you're joining from. We've got Mam Fugan, who's joining from Philippines. Which part of Philippines, Mam Fugan? Are you in Manila?
From Mindanao, if you know about Mindanao,
From where?
the because Philippines is divided into three regions, like
Okay.
Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I'm from a province
Okay.
called Sultan Kudarat. It's far away from
Oh,
Manila. It's very far.
oh, it's far away from Manila. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
And Biola Majek is joining from which part of US? The East, Central, West? Tell us, tell us. Oh, you're joining for Chicago, the Windy City. Hey, did you know? Do you know where Nextwork is based out of? I'll let both of you guess first before I tell you where we're based in. Do you know where I am joining from? Guess, guess, guess. Oh, the question is where is Nextwork based? Where am I joining from? That's the question. So we've got Philippines, we've got USA, Chicago. Um, what is the third place? Do you have any guesses, Mount Fugan?
I don't have
And
idea.
Viola Majek guessed Philippines.
New Zealand.
Um, hey, you got it. How did you know?
I searched it up.
You
Sorry.
looked it up. That's so funny. Um, Mount Fugan looked it up. Yeah, we're based in New Zealand, and I think okay. So I'm kind of new to New Zealand. Um, so I didn't realize this, but I think we live in the windiest city in the world. And I thought Chicago was windy. I thought Chicago was the windy city. but Wellington is, let me see, um, windiest city in the world. Let's just find out, okay? Wellington. That's where we are in. It is literally no joke, the windiest place I've ever lived in. Sometimes when it's windy, it is so hard to walk. When it's raining, the rain is like coming through from all directions. Yeah, Wellington, New Zealand is where Nextwork is based, but we are moving to Austin, Texas, early next year. So we're coming to your country, Biola Majek. So good to have you here. I will get back to the project. I tend to like and invite distractions and socializing, so don't mind me. But we're almost done with the um, project. We've got 3 more tasks to complete. Have you been following along with the project? You're so sweet, Viola. Okay. What is the plan mode? All right, let's get back to business. Okay. What is plan mode? Plan mode is Claude Code's plan mode is useful for, um, oops, I've got low battery mode. Okay, charging it. It's useful for for making a plan, and breaking down the plan in different stages. I activated plan mode by um, Control Shift. Was it Control Shift? I think it was Control Shift. Let me quickly look. Shift tab. Shift tab. So I activated plan mode by entering Shift, Shift plus tab. Without plan mode, I would have modified the code without um, planning the changes and being explicit about implementing each stage of the plan independently or one at a time. Okay, that's my answer. How did we refine the plan? I used plan mode to build the 3-stage plan. I refined the plan by adding an extra instruction because want I want to make sure that I approve each stage before we move on to the next stage. Okay. Again, you can be as elaborate as you want, or you can be as concise as you want. To each their own. Oh, we've got Selvapriya. Hi. Hello, hello. Would you mind giving us a quick introduction of yourself? And on that note, Mount Fugan and Biola, please add your introduction so that Selvapriya can um, be a part of this conversation. Since you are just joining in, I want to let you know that we are doing this project, the Claude Code, which is basically using AI as a tool to build features on an existing web app. So you really learn to talk to Claude Code and you understand how to install it and how to use it going forward as well. Okay. So now we've created this plan, this 3-stage plan about the changes we want to make. So stage 1 is share button UI. Um, oh my goodness, was I supposed to implement the plan? Oh, yes, I did. Shall we go check? Oh, wow. Bum, 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 bum. Stage one complete. OMG. Okay. It says I've successfully implemented stage one. Here's what was added. Imports added, new function to handle the share and the UI element. And how to test it is we run npm run dev again. And these are all the changes it made. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Um, so let's check Claude's work. Head to the browser where Next Sound is running and refresh the page. Okay, where is Next Sound running? Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay. And there's a button. Do you see it? Do you see it? There's a button. And that button wasn't there before. Cool. Okay, exciting. So, so stage one, I think, is successful because now we have this share button. So do you see how in this image, which was Natasha's version of this project, the share button is in the down right corner, but for me, it's in the top right corner. And what that tells you is that, you need to be very specific with AI. Or you can look through the code and see exactly what it's doing and where it's orienting the button, right? So all of it is there. And depending on your experience level in web design or developing, you will know exactly what kind of details you want to add and how specific you want to get. But if you are playing around, like if you're an entrepreneur and you want to create a prototype of this idea that you have, it's such a great idea to play around with things and explore things. And suppose I wanted it on the bottom, I can just say, hey, put it in the bottom. I want it in the top or in the bottom right corner of the track. But I kind of like it exactly where it is, I like it on the top corner. So I'm not going to make any change to it. What do you think? How would you like it? Cute, cute, cute. Yeah, so my share button looks different to yours. Totally fine. Claude Code might use different styling, colors, and again, it's totally up to you. If you're building this for like production, then you want to be as specific as you want, as you need to be. You can give it brand colors and specific details about exactly what you want. But in this case, we're just learning, so it's all good. I also see, oh, such lovely messages. Thanks for enjoying and giving me so much energy to keep going. I love that you're going to rewatch. Let me see if I can do this here. See? All my love to you. Um, Jin, oh, is it not Mount Fujian? I kept reading Mount Fujian. Jin, I should call you Jin. Jin is from Philippines and um, okay, it is right. Okay. Very beginner friendly, so you can catch up. Aw, thanks for giving Selvapriya a nice intro. So sweet. Um, and what I mostly do is look at it rather than edit because of the cost. Good point. Good point. Oh, that is so smart. It's like inspired by Mount Fuji, but it's Jin, so it's Mount Fujin. Ha. You guys are so smart. Good morning, Salapriya. Where are you joining from? Which city? Is it right to say you're from Chennai? I'm just trying to remember. but I, yes, okay, good, good, good. Need to practice my memory. It's user memory, not project memory. Haha. Little geeky joke there. Good to have you here, Salpriya. So nice. We're doing an AI project. And I know you're working on the networking series, but good to have you here. Okay, let's see. So we open up the browser control console and we are going to check out any debug messages. So let's right click on the next sound page and select inspect. Everything looks okay. Nope, no bugs. Let me go back here. So many tabs. When you open the developers tools, you'll see the browser's dev tools interface. Click on the console tab. Okay, clicked it. And is it showing no issues, no errors? Yep, no errors. Um, yeah, they're really good to see if there are any bugs to help you debug if you're not seeing things the way you would like it to. I think for us, everything, for me, because I'm doing the project, everything looks right. And we can look at the browser console and make sure that everything is working as it should. Oh, but there's nothing to click. So when we hit click, you see that it's clicking and going to this link, but we haven't really connected any API to it, right? So it's acknowledging that it's supposed to go somewhere, but it isn't going anywhere. Good. So the share button is working. And when you click, you see this message that confirms that it is share button clicked for the track. So everything is working properly. Great. But if you're doing this project, it is AI, and sometimes AI makes mistakes. So you can just follow these steps to troubleshoot that. Everything seems okay for me, so I'm going to proceed to stage two. Look at that. All right, proceed to stage two, my friend. Ooh, Mom Fusion, you're back. Selvapriya, are you in a position to join us on stage? I know it's morning there, so it's okay if you cannot, but I would love to hear a little bit about you and what you're hoping to learn. No worries if you cannot. Totally fine. Okay, so while that's running, it's waiting for my confirmation. So stage two has completed. The clipboard functionality means that now it will copy the link and it'll say successfully copied to clipboard, and we can test that out. Shall we? Okay, I'm going ahead. Um, oh, a little extra tidbit for us. How can I manage Claude Code's context? So if your Claude Code conversation is getting too long, you might start to see a few warning signs saying that it's out of context, which means that the conversation history is so long that it's taking up some space. So you can always clear it by doing that, or saying compact, which will then summarize or kind of reduce it. Um, I don't think we need to do that right now, so we're all good. Okay, now I'm going to refresh this to see if the share link works. Okay. It's working. It's working. We have a link in the clipboard. So let me just confirm that in the clipboard history previously, yeah, the open Spotify link wasn't coming up. It was just you would copy it, but you would see it on the console, on the front end console that there's something like I'm supposed to copy, but I haven't copied. But now it is actually copying that, and I can verify that um, here, right? Let's try a different link. Yeah, a different one is coming up. Great. Okay, so that's a little hack that I have because I have Raycast. But if you don't have Raycast, I'm sure we can find out how to test it out. So in stage two, Claude will add some backend logic so that a track's Spotify URL gets copied into the clipboard. While we're working on the demo data, the Spotify URL is stored in the web apps code, which means we don't need the Spotify API. Once Claude Code is done implementing stage two, it'll give a terminal message explaining how this is working. That is true. It did give me all that messages, telling me exactly what is done. And it even added a little bit of console logging so that we can test and catch errors. Very cool. Yeah, we did paste it, did test it out, and we did have a Spotify URL. Amazing. So for me, stage two is working as well. And I think we are moving on to stage three, where we get a toast notification. Do you know what a toast is? A toast is a small temporary message that pops up on the screen. So if you are copying something like here, when I hit copy, it says copy. Well, I don't know if that's a good example. Um, Here, when I say copy, yeah, it's a little toast. So it's a small temporary message that pops up to give user feedback about an action. And it's called a toast because it pops up like a bread from a toaster. Not like the cheers toast kind of toast. Okay, so let's post the next one and say proceed to stage three. Deliberating, thinking. I love all these languages that it uses. Okay, off it goes. Once Cloud Code is done, um, it'll explain how you can verify if the final stage is working. And it's doing all these wonderful things and going right at it. Amazing. Um, okay, after that, I'm just taking a quick preview of what's next. We're almost done. This is stage three of the real stuff. Like we're building things, adding features, and this is the third feature. So almost done. Okay, let's take a look and see if it's done. It's still working. It's still working. Okay. All right. So while we wait for it, um, Biola Majek, are you doing the project along with us? Oh, Mount Fugan says, cute at first. It looks overwhelming. Aww. Okay, yeah, no worries. You can absolutely rewatch. And there are different demos as well. I'm okay, so let me just keep an eye on where I'm on the fourth task, right? So if you go all the way to the top, you see there are different video demos. This is the step-by-step project version. Then there is a some guidance version. So this is also a tutorial, like a demo of the whole thing. And a little tip for you. If you want to watch while you're doing it, you can go to YouTube and then hold on. Okay. And then you can right click Hold on. Right click. You have to right click twice, and then you can do picture in picture, and then you can go back here and you can do the project while looking at it. And I think you might be able to do the same thing even with this video if that is what you want. So let me see. Let me see. This is going to be very meta for me, okay? Bear with me here. Um, this is crazy. We're going to see ourselves in here. Okay, so let's do this. Um, Loop picture in picture. And then you can go in here and yeah. So then you can see the video while you're doing the project. See? And you can go exactly to where you need to, and you can um, maximize or minimize. It's a nice little hack if you decide to that you want to rewatch to help you do the project, or you want to do it while you're doing it. But yeah, totally up to you. You might, after the end of the project, say, I want to do it myself. I don't want to watch anybody. I got this. All good. The whole idea of this is that you get to learn in a way that makes sense to you. So use what is there and use what you need. And if you find something that you are that you want to see but you don't see it on Nextwork, like this feature that would make so much sense but you don't see it, tell us. Tell us. And yes, Biola Majek, absolutely. Ask all the questions. We have a Ask Anything channel right here. You can go there, put a question. I'm always looking out for it. And anybody who has done the project or any other questions that you want answers, if somebody else has an answer, anybody can answer it. So great place to put questions if you have anything that you're stuck with. Okay, so let's put a screenshot of the complete working feature. Cursor, where are you? Okay, it says it's now complete and ready for use. Okay. All three stages complete. Shall we test it out? Oops, not here. Oh no. Oh no. The toast piece didn't work properly. Okay. Let's troubleshoot, shall we? Something isn't working. Okay, good. It's good to run into errors because then we can fix it, right? Okay. Um, let's investigate. So here's a few troubleshooting tips. The app isn't loading, the toast doesn't appear, or the toast looks broken. I think the app isn't loading because I don't see anything. Yeah, nothing. Okay, I'm on stage one. No, the app isn't loading. I'm in stage three. Whoa, 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 whoa. Of implementing the share feature and the toast, and the app isn't loading. The toast looks broken. The app is broken. Everything is broken. Okay. Um, okay. I'm going to copy this and put that here. Okay. So we can ask, so by using this ask feature here, the benefit is that this one is free and we're not using up any of our tokens. So we're kind of like checking things out here first before we ask Cursor. Of course, Cursor might be able to do all of it, but um, and Cursor might be able to even find out what's wrong and all of that. But this is a little hack for that. So let me see if I can run npm run dev again to make sure it is working okay. Okay, we still have an error. Let's go back. And so when your app isn't loading, the first place to check is where you ran npm run dev. Look for error messages there. That is right. So I did have error messages here, and these are my error messages. So let me just copy this and paste it here and see what it says. Long. Hello, Shanks. How are you? Good to have you here. I would love to know where you're joining from, a little introduction, and even Mom Fugan and Biola can add a little tidbit about them and where they're joining from. Of course, we've been going through um, a little round robin of introductions, but um, I love the little socializing that's happening in the chats while I debug. Okay, it looks like you're encountering a syntax error in your usedhost.ts file. The message expected greater than sign but found value typically means there is an issue with how a component is being used or how its properties are defined in JSX. So to debug this Claude code, copy the full error message you've provided and paste it into your Claude code terminal. Explain that your app isn't loading and this error appeared. Okay, Claude Code will use its understanding of your project to help you pinpoint and fix the exact problem. Okay, so let me go back to Claude Code. Hey, Claude Code, I need help. I'm running into an error that says, tell me how can we debug this? I should say, tell me, what does this mean? Wait. Tell me, what does this mean and how can we debug this? Hi, Rajneesh. Good to see you here. It's been so long. How are you? Okay, we've got Shanks also a message. I'm from India, pursuing my bachelor's in computer science. Wow, which part of India are you joining from? Nice. Good to see you here, Rajneesh. It's been a while. Okay, so Claude Code says it's fixed it. Whoa, what did you do? So the problem was that the file was using JSX syntax, but didn't import React. So it added import React to the import statement. Okay, cool. So save the file and um, check your terminal. Server should be automatically reloaded. And then mm, okay, now we're good. And here, no, 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 no. We have the same error. Let me say it again. Okay, I'm going to put this error again. And let me go back to Claude Code and say, hey, please fix this. I still see the same error. Gallivanting. Claude Code is gallivanting, guys. This is massive. Hi, I'm doing well. You went for your morning walk in the park? Do you know Rajneesh has a very disciplined routine. He wakes up in the morning, he goes for a walk in the park, and then I think he goes and plays badminton. Is today a badminton kind of day? Yes. Aha. What time is badminton at? Do you have some time before you head out? In the morning every day. Nice. 6 a.m. Is it really 6 a.m. there now? No. Time in India is 8:35 a.m. Okay. So you start at 6 a.m., go for the walk, and then you go for your badminton game, and then you're home by 8:35, or you're about to go for your badminton game. Man, Cloud Code is really at it. So it is making some of the TSX extension is being removed. Okay, it's gone for a different way around it. Now the test share feature should work. Shall we try? Well, it's running. That's great. And we're able to, whoa, look at that, guys. Did you see it? 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 Can I do it for you again? Check it out. Ready? 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 Okay. I'm going to copy. There's a little toast. OMG. Where's the toast emoticon? Cute toast. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's so nice when you run into an error and then you resolve it. If you don't run into an error, it's like, oh, I got this so easy, so smooth. But when you run into an error, you're like, uh-oh. And then when you solve it, it's amazing. Okay. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay. Upload a screenshot of the complete working feature. Okay, how do I do this? I'm gonna put this and I want both. Oh, pop up. My toast is gone. Hold on. Okay, this is massive scale, guys. I gotta click and then I gotta take the screenshot. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What? What is this dictionary doing here? One more time. Okay. Click and then screenshot. I don't know what that dictionary is doing there. The shortcut for screenshot does not involve a dictionary, so I don't know what you're doing. Okay, one more time. Ready? One more time. One more time. Nobody got it. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. I don't know if it's there. Oh no, I don't even know if it's there. How do I know? It's because I don't save my screenshots. I take so many screenshots that I always just try to automatically load it to my clipboard. Let's see if there's a way. Oh, I didn't capture it. Okay, one more time. Okay, ready? Okay. I think this is probably the hardest part of the project. I didn't get the share button. Okay, got it. For sure this time. Right, I want to remove this. So take it from here, put it in there to here. Whew, good. What were the 3 stages that we implemented? Just gonna ask. Let's see if Ask can help me. What were the 3 stages that we implemented, dear Ask? Please, please tell me. Oh, nice. I can copy this and just Oh, but the formatting. Okay, let me fix the formatting. Stage one, stage two, and stage three. Yes. Breaking a feature build into stages helped because I could test each feature or each stage before moving on to the next. And it was really helpful when I ran into an error because I knew that all the other stuff was working. Yes, it auto generates documentation, but you got to finish all the tasks to get that. So I'm trying to work through all the tasks. After each stage, I tested Claude Code's work by refreshing the app and testing the feature and looking at the inspect console to really see what was happening. Okay, cool. I wonder if English wasn't something that was comfortable for me. Uh, Help me clean this answer if this might help. Oh, look at that. It gives me a nicely composed answer. And if it makes sense to me and if I like it and it suits my tone, I will go for it. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now we are going to check out the cost. Oh my goodness. I did have a budget of $5. How much did this project take me? It took me $1.81. Not bad. Not bad. Less than $2. Good job. I like it. Once I finished building my feature, I ran cost and saw that I was only charged $1.81 for implementing all these three stages of this feature. Exciting. Yay. All right. I think we will have to save the secret mission for another time. If you want, you can uninstall Claude Code, but I don't want to. I think I will be using this again. And if you want, you can delete the local project. Again, I don't want to. So always there as an option if you want, but yeah, for now, I'm just going to wrap it up. The key tools I used include Claude Code, Node.js. What else did I use? What else did I use? Did I use anything else? And cursor. Yeah. Yeah. I can say cursor. Um, oh, no, it's not a question. I used Cloud Code, Node.js, and cursor. Okay. Key concepts include, I learned a lot of things, um, like uh, memory, using AI. So I'm going to write all of that. Key concepts I learned include um, planning out a feature implementation with Claude Code, installing Claude Code on your terminal, and planning it out in a way that makes it easy to resolve errors. Again, you can add more content. Um, This project took me approximately, I would say 2 hours. I think I started at 1:30. Um, but by the time we did some socializing and like all that stuff, it was like 2 hours. And I've been chatting with you in between throughout. So I think it took me about 2 hours. The most challenging part was taking a screenshot, but I'm not going to write that. I think the most challenging part was debugging the error um, that came up in the stage 3 of stage 3 of the um, feature implementation plan. The most rewarding was to resolve the error and see the feature working. With the skills, I want to build. Ooh, what do I want to build next? So many things that I just do not want to include that here. So I will remove it. Um, why did you do this project today? Did this project meet your goals? You tell me, did it meet your goals? Did you have fun? Why did you join the session with me today? And boom, yes, I love it, Rajneesh. I did this project today to understand how I can use Cursor and Claude Code to plan and build features. Another AI skill I want to learn is so many, I'm not going to list it here. Again, these are your answers that you can customize and add as much as you want, as little as you want. And if you have the Pro, which is the paid version of Nextwork, you can edit it. But if you've got free, you can still do all of this and you can retake the quiz and you can hit mission accomplished and you get the documentation at the end. Check it out. I'm going to go for the fun mode. Ready? Ready? Let's do it. What are we going to get? What are we going to get at the end? Let's see. Ooh. And there it is. It's downloaded. Shall we check it out? Beautiful. I did that. And you know that screenshot? That screenshot took me forever. I had to get this and this. But yeah, that is my work. And you can get a documentation too if you finish this project. I am going to put this project in the celebrations and um, I want to celebrate it with all of you. Thank you so much for joining um, this awesome session. I had a lot of fun doing this project. I definitely learned a lot. Every time I do this project, I learn um, something or the other, some little thing, something on how I can do it better. And I hope you enjoy this project as much as I do. If you do finish it, do let me know. Share your documentation in the document in the celebrations. Wait, where's my cursor? It's over here. I'm gonna put it. Okay, yeah. Find the celebrations channel, which I am putting it right here in the Discord channel. And post your documentation there and tag me and let me know so that I know you did this project too. And let me know. I will go through the documentation and I will see how much you ended up spending. I would love if you spend less. Where in the documentation does that come? Oh, how much it costed to build this feature. Once I finished building my feature, I ran cost and saw I was only charged $1.81. So share your documentation. That way I get to see what errors you ran into and how you resolved it and what was most fulfilling for you. Thank you so much for joining the call. Rajneesh, so good to see you. I hope you keep joining. It's been a long time since I saw you in the call, so always makes my day when I see you. Really hope that you join the next one too, Mount Fujian. I really, really, really enjoyed having you here. Um, both of you, both Jin and Biolo Majek, you guys gave me so much energy as I did the project. I think you celebrated the wins with me, and I love that. Even though you weren't doing the project along with me, I think it was amazing that you were there and you stayed throughout the entire demo. So very cool. I'll be doing one more project in 2 days, so not tomorrow, but the day after, and that's going to be building a database with Cursor and Supabase MCP. If you want to know what that's all about, join me in 2 days. So not tomorrow, but day after. I really, really hope that I get to see you, and maybe you will actually do the project with me. I hope you guys had fun. If there's anything you want to add, any comments, any suggestions, any ideas, any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Ask me now or ask me later. Uh, I'm always available on the community, and um, it is such a privilege for me to do this project with you, have fun with you, and I'm so glad that you joined along with me. If there's nothing else, I will wrap it up. And we've got representations from Philippines, India, and US, and here me in Wellington, the windiest city. Thank you all for joining. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.